Hello, children. So far we have studied till electrostatic force, isn't it? So now we'll study about gravitational force. As we have already studied about the gravitational force in the introduction part, so again taking it, the gravitational force, that is, gravitational force means force exerted by Earth's gravity on all object. Okay, which is the force which will be exerted by Earth. Earth ಇಂದ ನಮಗೆ force exert ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so force exerted by Earth's gravity on all objects. Okay, you have to note here that it is always attractive in nature, whereas it is not repulsive in nature. It is always attractive in nature. Okay, say for example we have already taken that this is, say for example, this is a apple tree. Okay, where this is the surface of the earth. Okay, this is the surface of earth. What happens when apple gets ripened? It falls down, isn't it? It falls down due to gravitational force. It falls down. Is there any contact with the surface of the earth and apple? No, right? There is no contact. But even though what happens, there is gravitational force acting. So what happens? The apple falls down on the surface of the earth. So this is an example for gravitational force. So for example, let me take this pen. If I drop this pen, it falls down. Why is it so? It is due to gravitational force. Whereas the earth has some gravity, isn't it? So it is attracting the gravity. So this explains about gravitational force. Anything you may take anything. Say for example, if I am taking the scale, if I drop down, it's going down, isn't it? It means that there is some gravitational force which is not in contact, but still the attractive or the attraction between the earth and the object is the gravitational force. Got it, children? Now let us solve some question and answers based upon these. So these are the question and answers I have taken. I want you children to write this in your homework books. These are some of the extra questions. Okay, extra questions, and you need to write this in homework books. So the first question is that I have chosen here is, give two examples of each of situations in which you push or pull to change the state of the objects. So the question is simple. We need to give some two examples in each situations in which we push or pull to change the state of motion of objects. You can give any examples. Any examples you may take and you can write it down. Here the two examples which I have given here is, the first one, we push a bicycle to move it. Say for example, this is our bicycle. Okay, this is our bicycle. We push this bicycle to move, isn't it? We push the bicycle to move. So the second one is, we pull the table to change the position. What happens? Table will be there. We pull, isn't it? We pull the table to change the position. You may take even daily life examples, whichever you want, you can take those. But here, as they have asked for two examples, I have given these two examples, where the pushing of bicycle and the pulling of table. Okay. Now we'll move on to the question number 2, that is, give two examples of situation in which applied force causes change in shape of an object. Okay, question is simple, that give two examples of situation in which applied force causes change. Applied force ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು? It causes some change in shape of an object ಆಗಬೇಕು. Okay, this is the question. So now let us take answer. So that is, the very first one is, when you press the foam. Okay, when you press the foam, its shape changes, isn't it? So for example, this is a foam. I'm pressing it. Okay, when I release, it comes back to original position. So when we press the foam, its shape is changed. Got it, children? This is the very first point, or the very first example. And the second example is that when we stretch the rubber band, its shape is changed. So what happens when we stretch the rubber band? It elongates, isn't it? It elongates. ಎಳಿಬೋದು ನಾವು. When we leave it, it again goes back to the same position. So this is the examples in which the force of applied force can change the shape of an object. Okay, these are some of the examples to change the shape of an object. Now let us study about the third question. So the third question is, a blacksmith hammers a hot piece. Okay, ಒಬ್ಬ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಮಿತ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಹ್ಯಾಮರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, he is hammering a hot piece of iron while making a tool. So ಕಬ್ನ ಕಾಯಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಮಿತ್, he is hammering, okay, while making a tool. How does the force due to hammering affect on piece of iron? So ಅದೇ ಹೇಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ on piece of iron ಅಂತ the question is. So the answer is that the force due to hammering causes the change in shape, isn't it? So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕಬ್ನ ಕಾದಾಗಲೇ ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. So force, what happens? Force due to hammering causes the change in shape of the iron. Okay, and iron can be molded in the shape of the required tool. So ಬೆಂಕಿ ಕಬ್ಣ ಕಾದಾಗ ನಾವು ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ we can change the shape. Okay, so for example, if you have a rod and if you want to change the shape, it is not so easy. When you iron it, when you heat it up to the red hot, you can easily bend it. So this is the question and the answer given. So now let us move on to the fourth question. The fourth question is that, name the forces acting on a plastic bucket containing water. So we have to name the force acting on plastic bucket containing water held above the ground level. Okay, this is the bucket which is on ground level in your hand, picked up in hand. Discuss why the forces acting on the bucket do not bring a change in its state of motion is the question. Okay, so question is that ಯಾವ force acting on bucket ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, which is on ground level, and discuss why the force on bucket do not bring change in state of motion. So the name of the forces: muscular and gravitational. Muscular force, when we take it in hand, we are applying our muscles strength, so muscular force. And gravitational force acts on the plastic bucket on the surface of the ground. Okay, so these are the two forces that is acting. The force acting on bucket do not bring change in state of motion. You can see here, children, the force acting on bucket do not bring the change in state of motion. Why? Because they are acting in opposite direction with equal magnitudes. Okay, whereas bucket and the surface with the using of hand, we are pulling out the bucket. So what happens? They are acting in opposite direction with equal magnitudes. So this concludes the answer, and this is the answer given. The forces are muscular and gravitational force, and the cause is due to opposite direction with equal magnitudes. So therefore we can say that the net force on the bucket remains 0. So this what happens? The net force on the bucket will remain 0. So now let us move on to pressure. So far we have learnt about force, isn't it, children? So now let us study about pressure. So what do you mean by pressure? Pressure can be defined as force exerted per unit area. Okay, pressure is that force exerted per unit area. So for example, take this as a bottle. This is a bottle. Okay, when we add hot water to the bottle, what it happens? ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಬಾಟಲ್ ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ, ಆ ಬಾಟಲ್ಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಬಾಟಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಬಾಟಲ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಬಿಸಿಯಾಗಿರೋ ನೀರನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಷಸ್, isn't it? It crushes. it crashes down to this shape. Okay, so due to what it happens? It happens due to pressure. This happens due to pressure. So what pressure? Which pressure is it? It is the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure means gases will be acting on the bottle, where water will be filled with hot water, isn't it? So hot water ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ obviously the pressure, due to pressure of atmospheric pressures and the gases exerted, so ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಾಟಲ್ ಕ್ರಶ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸುಡೋ ಬಾಟ್ಲಿಗೆ. So this is the example of pressure. In a very easy manner we can define that as force exerted per unit area. So let us take it as this as a area. Okay, this is a area. Force is acting here. Force is acting on unit area. So what we can call this as? We call this as pressure. Okay, force exerted per unit area. ಒಂದು ಏರಿಯಾಗೆ, ಒಂದು ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾಗೆ ಏನು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು we call it as pressure. Got it children? It is so easy that ಫೋರ್ಸು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? we call it as pressure. Okay, so let us take another example. So I have taken here as this as a box, and this as a nail, and this as a hammer. Okay, so when a person is trying to hammer the nail, while hammering we apply some force, isn't it? We are applying some force here. Force is applied. So when we apply the force on nail, it goes down, isn't it children? ನಾವು ಹೊಡೆದಾಗ ಮೊಳೆನ ಒಂದು ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ, it goes down on given area. So this is the given area, that box is the given area. So it will be pressure exerted. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂತೀವಿ. So this is the force we are exerting on nail. So what we can call this as? We call this as pressure. So force exerted per unit area is known as pressure. Okay, so we do have some forces in which the pressure depends. Okay children, I hope this is clear with pressure. Now moving on to force on which pressure depends. So on what factors does pressure depends? So force on which pressure depends. So now let us study about that. So it is directly proportional to force. Okay, whereas pressure is directly proportional to force, and it is inversely proportional to area. So what it means? Force pressure ಏನಿದೆ, pressure directly proportional to force ಇದೆ. Okay, it is inversely proportional to area. So ನಾವು inversely proportional ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿತೀವಿ? P is inversely proportional to 1 by area. Okay, so the formula is pressure is equals to force by area is the formula we have. Pressure is force by area. Now let us study about this in very detail. Okay, so in detail if we are gonna study means it will be like this. We know that as given, pressure is directly proportional to force. Directly proportional means it is acting, direct effect will be there. Okay, direct effect is there on each other. That means on pressure as well as pressure on force. So that we have written as pressure is directly proportional to force. So for example, if it is increasing, again obviously even it also increases. If the pressure is decreasing, and the force also will decrease. Okay, this is an example. Means pressure is directly proportional to force. Means directly proportional means direct acting on each other. So now we'll take pressure is inversely proportional to 1 by area. So what do you mean by this? Inversely andre eno? Inversely means opposite. Inversely means inversely means opposite, okay, where pressure is inversely proportional to the area, so it is inversely acting in the opposite direction. Suppose if the if increases by area, okay, if area increases, then pressure will decrease, then pressure will decrease, okay. If area decreases, then pressure will increase. Got it, children? This is the inversely proportional to area. We can say this as inversely proportional to area. Directly proportional means we will write it as P is directly proportional to, this is the proportional symbol, okay, this is the proportional symbol. So P is directly proportional to force, and here you can see P is directly proportional to 1 by area. Got it? This is inversely proportional, sorry, pressure is inversely proportional to 1 by area, we take it as. So by taking this, P is directly proportional to F and P is inversely proportional to 1 by area. We'll take this as equation 1 and we'll take this as equation 2. Okay, from equation 1 and 2, we can write it as P is directly proportional to force and inversely proportional to area. Okay, so area na ನಾವು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ತಗೊಂತಿದೀವಿ, this pressure is directly proportional to force ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ and pressure is inversely proportional to area ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದೀವಿ. So this is the factors that depends on pressure. Okay, now let us study the units of pressure. Okay, the units of pressure ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? So the units of pressure, we take it in SI unit of pressure. SI means System Internationale. Okay, SI the full form ಏನಂದ್ರೆ System Internationale ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, which is the organization to give the units in physics. Okay, for units in physics we take units, right? Electricity ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ತಗೋತೀವಿ, kg ಗೆ ಒಂದು, mass ಗೆ ಒಂದು, weight ಒಂದು, ಈ ತರ for different kinds we take different of units. So these units are given by some System Internationale organization. Okay, so SI unit means System Internationale, where SI unit of pressure is Pascal. Okay, this is the unit for pressure. Pascal is the unit for pressure. So for example, if you go to market, okay, ನೀವು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. when you go to market, ನೀವು banana ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. Okay, while taking banana, what do you say? While taking banana, what do you say? You ask in dozen, isn't it? You ask it in dozen. 1 dozen ಬಾಳೆಹಣ್ಣು ಕೊಡಿ, 2 dozen ಬಾಳೆಹಣ್ಣು ಕೊಡಿ. This is how you ask. Similarly, if you go to vegetable market, if you take potato, okay, when you take potato, you take it in kgs, isn't it? You take it in kgs, whereas dozen and kg is also varies. Got it, children? Now I hope you got an idea. So this units may vary in each of every sessions. So SI unit will be same for all the countries. So SI unit ಮಾತ್ರ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, it will be same for all the countries. Say for example, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ1 kg ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಟೊ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Similarly, in other countries also you ask it as 1 kg potato. If whether it is India or other countries. You will ask it as same. The SI unit will be same in all the countries. So Pascal is the pressure. We take it in SI unit, that is Pascal. So unit of pressure is 1 Pascal. Let us study about that. So unit of pressure. Unit of pressure is 1 Pascal, we take it as, okay, which is equals to force by area. We already know that it is force by area. So SI unit of force is 1 Newton, isn't it, children? force though, this is SI unit of force, and for area we have 1 meter square. 1 meter square. So this is the SI unit of area. So unit of pressure is 1 Pascal is equals to 1 Newton by 1 meter square. We can write this as 1 PA is equals to 1 Newton divided by 1 meter square. You can write it like this, children. Okay, you can write it like this, or even you can write it like this. 1 PA is equals to 1 N divided by M square. Okay, 1 ನಾವು neglect ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. 1 is nothing but we can neglect that. We can write it directly as N by meter square. So example, you can take it as 1 PA is equals to Newton per meter square. So this is the, by this we can define that pressure is defined as pressure is defined as 1 Pascal when 1 Newton force is applied on 1 meter square. Got it, children? So now pressure na heganta define ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, 1 Pascal when 1 Newton force is applied on 1 meter square. So this is the formula to be studied. I hope you got an idea about pressure now. Thank you.